Avant nous la prière, devant Guinée, nous bras mettre genoux, nous bras mettre genoux, pour nous prier dans pied Guinée. Après les grands mettre l'avant.
Then we have 3 African statues from, why am I saying statues? We have 3 African face masks from where? South Africa. This was actually given to me by a former roommate, and he gave me the mother, the father, and the actual son. So this is going to go on my altar to represent family, okay? The mother, father, and daughter, I don't know, whatever, but it's gonna represent the actual family aspect. And if you don't have this, it's perfectly fine. You don't need to get African face statues. It's perfectly fine, okay? I'll go over what is the minimum that you will need. Welcome. Today we're actually going to build a ancestral altar. I know you guys have been waiting on this video for a long time, and I'm really excited because I'm going to guide you guys on how to build an actual ancestral altar, a more customized altar. Also, I'm going to go over what you basically need if you can't do any of this stuff. This is a makeshift altar, meaning that this is not my altar. I'm just giving an example, you know. So I just wanted you guys to be inspired to make your own altars and things of that actual sort. And also, I'm just gonna go over everything. So if you like to fast forward, you're gonna miss out on a lot of important stuff, but you know, that's your business, it's not mine. So why don't we start? So the first thing you're going to need is an actual table. This is a 3-legged table. In all honesty, I think I bought it from Walmart, or I bought it from the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, but I would think it was Walmart. I can't fully remember. Or you just need a small table. So my altar is big. My ancestral altar started off like this and it's grown. It's nowhere near this size. It's way bigger. So get a 3-legged table, a space on your mantle, on your counter, put up a shelf on your wall, but you need a small space, okay? So I have a African print that I'm going to use as my African inspired to put on top of my makeshift table. Isn't this, it's really nice. And guys, you don't need a actual African print cloth. You can use a simple white cloth. I used to use a plastic one when I first started on my journey. No, it's best to get cloth. Okay, so you can get those from the like dollar, really pretty much anywhere. Walmart, Target, the dollar store, even the like thrift store if you're trying to save money. Okay, then you're going to need a vase, some white candles, and a wine glass to pour water in. Now, depending on what you practice, some people use 9 water glasses, some people use 6, some people use 3. I personally use a lot more wine glasses on my altar, but again, remember, this is my ancestral, altar, and it's taken years for it to build up. So I'm not saying that, but for a simple, altar, 1 glass is sufficient enough. It doesn't have to be super elaborate, okay? And also you have your 7-day white candle, which I buy from the Hispanic spots. It's just depending where I'm at. And then I have a vase to put my flowers on, okay, in or whatever, okay. And then I have my Bible. So pump your brakes before you ask me why I have a Bible. Well, a lot of my ancestors were what? They were Christian. A lot of them. The majority of them, from what I can remember. Many of them did also practice like voodoo, but the majority of them, well, they practice both, which is very common, that you're Catholic, but then you're a voodooist behind closed doors, or you mingle in it somewhat, but this is it. And so I'm using this as more so of a representation of my Christian side. You can also use a cross, Jesus on the actual cross. So you can use your Torah, you can use your Quran, whatever your ancestors' beliefs were. Another thing I want to note about the actual Bible, it's really good to also open it up while it sits on there to a certain page or something that was, important, or maybe, a verse that your grandmother liked, or your great grandmother, or your mom, or your dad, or your whatever, so yeah. And then you're going to need your frames, okay? You're going to need them. I bought these from the actual Dollar Tree, so they were $1 each. So now with the frames, you can put actual pictures of your relatives. The frames do not have to be this size. They do not have to hang up on the actual wall. You can actually hang them up on a table or things of that actual sort. Some people who say, well, I was adopted and I don't really know, blah, 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 blah. It's fine. You don't need any picture frames. But one thing I will say, you're most likely, I would do a DNA test and find out where your ancestors came from, because what you can do then, you can take pictures of the people of that, area or continent. I prefer paintings. I don't use real pictures of people because I don't know what exactly I'm calling on. For all I know, that person in that picture is probably dead, so I'm good. But you can take pictures that are of the society, the marketplace, church, temples, mosque, whatever your ancestors from whatever place they're from. My ancestors, of course, being from West Africa. If I didn't know if I was adopted, I would probably use pictures from West Africa. Or let's say I was Italian. I would use pictures from, you know, Italy, not actual pictures, paintings. Don't use pictures of people who you don't know. So, okay. And also, if you don't have pictures but you know names, you can get a much smaller frame and write down their names, okay, and put it on there, even if you do not have a picture. So these are pictures that I printed out, and I wanted them to represent the actual ancestors. And I found these online. So I thought this was really cute because it reminded me of a church that I went to. And the buses in Haiti was really nice. And to me, when I use pictures of the elderly, it represents a ancient type of wisdom. So tapping into ancient, I love this painting. If I ever find the real one, which I do plan on buying, I'm most definitely, it reminds me somewhat of my grandfather. And it's funny because my mom saw it and she said, it reminds me of your father's father. So go figure. So I'm just going to use that, but it's not necessarily a representation of him, but the ancient energy, the wisdom, that guidance that you need when you're going through hard times, or you need some type of clarity, or even when you just need some type of comfort. And you have that grandmother. She could be your great grandmother from back from Nigeria. She could be your great grandmother back from like Benin. So like, you don't know, okay? We have money from Haiti. So this is $10. It's actually not good. I always say dollars because I'm so used good, okay? And who knows who's this person? I'm not even gonna tell. I already know who it is, but who's Haitian on here? Shout outs. Who's this person? If you tell me, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna give away a prize to the first person who is not Haitian, who tells me who this person is on this bill. Not only that, but explains why is this person so important. They will get a free tarot deck. What is this? What is this on the actual back? And why is this so important to Haitian culture? So yeah, if you want a free tarot deck, the first person who posts and is accurate, they will win a free tarot deck, okay? So, oh, I like this. I know y'all are probably like, okay, why is she putting seashells on her altar? Well, having gone to Haiti, I brought these back from my trip, and these represent a lot to me because it's from the actual island of Haiti, so duh. And so get something from, if you can, something from your homeland. And it means a lot to me because I love La Sirène. So it's really nice to have the ocean, since we are, you know, an island surrounded by water. It would make perfect sense. Now, if you're Italian, again, if you're Scottish, if you're wherever you're from, if you have something from the actual country, feel free to put it on the actual, you know, don't be scared to put it on the altar, because there's nothing wrong with having cultural pride. So there's nothing wrong. So let me go on. Here is a simple ancestral altar. You see how simple it is? It's not even complicated at all. If you can see, the candle is in the actual center. The actual water is to the left, but I actually prefer to always have it to the right. That's just me. The flower vase would be to the left. You would have white flowers, red flowers, yellow flowers, whatever you feel intuitively to get. Then you see how I have the actual Bible in the actual center of it. Again, if you don't want to put a Bible there, it's fine. You see what I'm saying? But just so you know that for many of our ancestors, Christianity got them through a lot of things, okay? Especially for ancestors in my family, even though it's not my all the way personal belief system, this is what they relied on. Also, during times of hardships, they may send you something and say, turn to blah, 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 chapter 8, verse 7. Okay, so they're trying to speak through the actual Bible and trying to help you. So it's not a terrible thing to have, but if you don't feel comfortable having it, then it's fine. You don't have to put it on there, okay? But it is good to have what your ancestors believed in, even if you did not. Okay, so here's the shells, which brings that elemental energy to the altar, because it actually brings the country that my ancestors are actually from to the States. And then also some type of memorabilia. If you can tell me who this person is, why they are important, why are they on the $10 good, what is in the actual back of it too, you get a free tarot card. Tarot deck. So this is where your ancestors dwell, okay? I'm actually already feeling them, but I'm telling my ancestors this is not your altar. This is a makeshift altar, and y'all know that you already have a large, elaborate, altar somewhere else, so stop it. But this is where I hung up. I only hung up 2 paintings. 2 out of the 6. And then I hanged up a African mask. I kept it very simple so you guys would not get confused. Now, if you want, you're welcome to place pictures and names on top of your altar. Why am I saying on top? On your altar. Now, this is a place where your spirits dwell, okay? So your ancestors come to like see you and rest. So please keep up with your altar. Don't allow it to go, abused. Change out your water, every week. Change out your flowers if you see them dying. Make sure to change your candles every time it runs out. Also, something very important, like I say, if you fast forward, you're gonna miss it. You do not have to let people see your altar. You do not have to share pictures of your altar. That is one thing that I am highly against, is showing pictures of sacred space. This is not my actual sacred space, so it doesn't matter. But I just want you to know, stop posting pictures of your altars. Stop posting pictures of where your ancestors dwell. That is a private place. And if you really want to get real wild with it, if someone is advanced in witchcraft and magic, they can use what you have on your altar to get to you. So I would never, ever, especially as a priestess, allow people to have pictures of anything that I use in order to communicate with my ancestors, spirits, like deities. You ain't taking no damn pictures. That's just how I am. That's for my personal items. Now, if you have a temple, that's different. But when it comes to your personal, my working altars, my love altars, my money, no pictures. Respect your working space. Now, if this is where you want to, if you feel like, okay, I want to put it all out there, fine, that's your business. But my altars will never be shown anywhere. Okay, this is a makeshift, altar. So for you guys, if you can't even get any of that, I'm about to even tell you some more. If you can only get a cup of water, a candle, and some flowers, put it on there and call your ancestors. There's a way of doing it. So when I do my mediumship readings, I do them in front of my ancestors, okay? So I go more towards the ancestral plane when I do my mediumship readings. That's just how I do them. I prefer to sit in front of my ancestors. You can also do spiritual work alongside your ancestors, because I got some ancestors who are about that life. They like doing spiritual work. They just do. They were alive. They did spiritual work. And, there's so many ways. But for the basic person who just wants a basic ancestral altar, to start off with flowers, water, and what else? A candle and a picture of a few of your ancestors, and you're ready to go. I'm going to actually make some more videos. This is just the beginning. So I'm going to tell you how more stuff. So this is just laying down the actual foundation. This video is not telling you everything about your ancestors. Also, if you're trying to do an ancestral, altar, you don't need to explain to family and friends, because this is foreign to them. This is not what they accept. They weren't raised around this. You bury people 6 feet under and you keep it moving. You may put a picture of them up and you keep it moving. But in many cultures, especially within the Asian culture, they still honor their dead. In the Mexican cultures, they still honor their actual dead. Somebody is not just dead. Their actual spirit lives on. But if you trying to tell your homegirl and she ain't about that life, she's gonna look at you like you just got a really bad weave on your head. It's just not going to work. She's gonna think you got on a dried, bad quality AliExpress wig. Do not talk to everybody about this. This is sacred. So not everybody is going to understand. They were raised as Christians, okay? They don't get it. They were raised as Muslims. They don't get it. They were raised as Jews. They don't get it. They were raised as whatever. They don't get it. So remember, this is your personal journey. And again, conjure on, and so much love.